Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Skeptic Spin. Oh, SR, you're supposed to leave your dinner in the box.
Sorry, I hadn't finished. It's all I get.
Today was okay, but you're starting to become a problem. But in any case, back to where I was. Everyone, thanks for coming back. If you're here watching us right now, that means you've seen a top 5 list in the past and you wanted more. And if this is your first top 5 list, well, hang on tight, because basically I'm going to feed SR some top 5 information and he's going to let us know all about those things. And today, Secular Rarity, what are we talking about?
Top 5 Christian practices most Christians ignore.
Oh,
Did I do good? Can I be fed again this week?
you can have another bite of your carrot.
Oh,
Just
thank
one.
you. All right. What do we got?
Yeah, I mean, so far these lists have been pretty fantastic. I'm really enjoying doing them. This one's a little bit more, I guess, lighthearted, because a few of these lists have been like a lot of entrails being pulled and death and everything. This is a little bit more like, hey, Christians, you know that book you're so hardcore about?
Yeah.
How come you don't do these things anymore?
Well, I'm really excited about this one, Justin, because I know that, you know, we're going to go through this list, and I don't think it's going to turn out as well as you think. I think
Okay.
we're going to see Christians actually following through on the practices talked about by Jesus or in the Bible. I don't know.
Really?
I think
How would
so.
that make it on the list? Okay,
I don't
well,
know, man.
I guess we're going to have to find out.
Hey, everybody. Make sure to come hang out with us on March 31st as we launch Secularizing Us, a new nonprofit organization focused on connecting and supporting atheists, humanists, skeptics, and their allies. We'll tell you all about the organization itself, what we have planned for this year, and we'll bring on a whole bunch of wonderful people to talk about the great work they do. March 31st. Help us build a home and raise the flag for secularism. Now let's check out number 5.
All right. Number 5, Christian practices most Christians ignore. Avoiding riches? What?
Huh.
Wait.
Does it
Are you
say
does
that?
God tell people to like avoid riches?
We are so rich.
So you've thought it over, yes, and you accept our offer. We can finally put this whole thing behind us?
No.
Well, yeah, I guess Matthew there, it says something about, what's that story about a camel and a needle and something about a rich man can't get into heaven.
So it says in the NIV, again, I tell you, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of heaven. Some of the richest people in America are like televangelists.
Joel Osteen, Kenneth Copeland, Ken Ham, Kent Hovind. All of these people have not avoided riches. Are you saying they might not go to heaven? According to Jesus?
If we want to get literal here, you know, if I want to use my Pokemon reading card skills here, it just says it's easier. So they're taking the hardest route possible to get into the kingdom of heaven.
So, okay.
In context, one of the names you mentioned, Kenneth Copeland, net worth $300 million.
I would say he has not avoided riches.
I would agree with you, because you could split that 300 ways, and I would still say those are 300 rich people.
They had done it right.
So 5 of us is $33.50 apiece.
No, no way. Sorry, not gonna happen.
Whoa, prom night flashback.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. You know, it's a shame to see Christians not following their teachings, but I am confident, Justin, the rest of this list is going to hold up. I am confident. These, yeah.
All right, I'm up to that challenge. Let's see. Here we go. Number 4, Christian practices Christians ignore. Keeping the Sabbath. I mean, some might, but
Well, you're not supposed to like.
what's the Sabbath? What is the Sabbath?
Well, the Sabbath is referencing the 7th day of creation, right? So, as the story goes, God basically worked really hard for 6 days, and then he took a rest on the 7th. And to honor that, believers are supposed to also take a day of rest.
I'll teach you to whistle on the Sabbath.
They go to pieces over nothing.
Which is on Saturday or Sunday.
Well, because Sunday's the first day of the week, so
Right, but some of them say it's Sunday, and then there's, well, a lot of them don't do that anymore either. They
okay.
Saturday. Sunday's Friday.
Well, we always went to church on Sunday, and if Sunday's the Sabbath, does church count, or is church okay? Because to
well,
me,
you can go to church, you just can't do work.
But getting ready for church was a lot of work.
Okay, this one didn't hold up as well as I thought, Justin. Yeah,
No,
I thought I was really pulling for the Christians here. So this one didn't. Yeah, okay.
Isn't there something about so like if we play with the Sabbath being a Saturday, isn't there something about like the Jewish community have found a way to hack this little rule? Even?
Oh, yeah, you must be talking about the concept of a Shabbos goy. Yeah, this is a really interesting thing in fundamental or Orthodox Judaism, where basically because they are not supposed to do any work on the Sabbath, and because
in this case we're talking like extreme levels of not do work. You're saying
like you're not allowed to flip on a light switch, and well, obviously they need to somehow still navigate the world, so basically they employ a Gentile, a non-Jewish person, to do all this work for them. I
see kind of two problems with this, honestly.
Yeah.
One, it's kind of trying to hack the Bible a little bit. It's kind of a hack. Two, isn't that asking someone else to sin for you? Isn't that essentially kind of like the same as if we were to say the Bible is equal to all laws? Wouldn't that be equal to hiring a hitman?
Yeah, I mean, you bring up a good point. Plus, the idea of telling somebody to do work kind of puts you in like a management or administration role. And so is the Bible saying that like managers aren't working? I don't know, but I'll be honest, this seems to not work as well.
So they're not only, I mean, even the ones who are still in their own right or in their own belief system following this rule of keeping the Sabbath, they're cheating.
I mean, kinda.
You're a much nicer person than I am. And with that, it's the hump part of our list. Number 3, what comes out of your mouth makes you unclean. It's Matthew again. This Matthew guy.
Yeah, he's got some weird stuff.
I swear to God. Don't you ever swear to my God, Kramer.
This is an interesting one, actually, Justin, and here's why. Because, well, there's a lot of stuff in the Old Testament. There's a lot of stuff that says what you can and can't eat. Okay. You know, a bunch of dietary restrictions. Pig's not okay. Shellfish isn't okay. But Jesus comes around, and in the book of Matthew, somebody talks to him about these dietary restrictions, and he says, well, actually, it's not what goes in your mouth, but what comes out of your mouth that makes you unclean, which has always been interpreted that Christians should be kind to people and should not say, really offensive or racist, maybe bigoted, homophobic type things, like calling for people to be slaughtered in mass or, and I'm sure that there aren't any examples that any of us could easily think off of the top of our head. I am confident that if we take just a moment to think will all come up empty.
Go ahead, SR. I'm going to give you a moment. Go ahead and think.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
No.
Sounds
Yeah.
like you were writing another 5 list there.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I got a few names.
Okay, so stay tuned for a top 5 of what comes out of your mouth and makes you unclean list.
Filthy Christians.
Yeah, I mean, the exact so the passage here of 15:11 Matthew says, "What goes into someone's mouth does not defile them, but what comes out of their mouth, that is what defiles them." I don't know about you, but that almost sounds like it should be written on the inside of a ring.
One ring to rule them all.
One ring to find them,
One ring to bring them all.
and in the darkness bind them.
It does have some interesting connotations, doesn't it?
Oh man. So does this mean every time like a Christian is swearing in anger at you, they're basically just not keeping up with their Christian ways?
Some might say that they're defying the commands of Jesus. But, that's up for God to decide, I guess.
Well, I'm in command here, and I'm ready to do number 2. Christian practices most Christians ignore. Number 2. Praying in private. I did not know about this. I was watching Dog the Bounty Hunter just last night on my free Samsung TV when they sit around and do a prayer circle. So is Dog the Bounty Hunter like totally just disregarding his private praying practices?
Hey, kid, get out of there.
Honestly, of all the things I thought might come up today, Dog the Bounty Hunter was not on that list.
Yeah. So praying in private. Go for it. Okay.
It's it's another one of those things that's really weird because there's an explicit command actually in the Bible that states that Christians really shouldn't be out in the streets and making a big fuss and praying all the time. But Justin, we talked about Bible contradictions in one of these earlier top 5 lists, and I just want to point out that although it does technically say to pray in private, by yourself at home, it also later on says in the Bible that where any 2 or more of you are gathered praying in my name, it will come true. So,
Cliff, did you pray before you left the house this morning?
No.
There you go. If you had prayed, none of this would have happened.
I don't know if that's a contradiction or what, but
Isn't that a little bit kind of like saying if you play these 5 numbers, you'll win the lottery, but don't play these 5 numbers?
Right, you're not allowed to play these. Right. If you play all of these numbers exactly like this on the next ticket, you will win big, but the numbers don't go that high. Yeah, so I don't know. It's
Have you already purchased your tickets for today's lottery? This prayer will make them win. The key to success is true faith.
Yeah, but Christians definitely, I have seen not. In fact, there was a Supreme Court case, I want to say, something about this. What was that? Praying in private. I don't know. I'm sure there aren't pictures showing somebody publicly praying in the middle of a high school football field with all of the students around it. That would be a violation.
Actually, if this is a practice commanded by God, then what the fuck is church?
Really good question. Yeah.
Isn't that the biggest FU that you could possibly do, is to purposely schedule a meeting of all the Christians into a single room and we'll all say amen simultaneously?
And I know this isn't a contradictions list, but I just want to bring it up again, Justin. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you got a good point there. And Jesus later on talks about how he's going to build the church on his rock, Peter, which again would kind of seem to go again. So maybe Jesus doesn't practice
Christianity.
Yeah.
SR, do you practice secular rarity?
I sometimes, I try. Sometimes I'm just a secular common, but
that's rule number one is just try. As long as you try, other rules don't matter.
That's right. Okay.
With that, on the topic of not looking good, why don't we have a look at what's behind number one of Christian practices most Christians ignore? Turning the other cheek. What are they talking about here, and why is it Matthew again?
Forgive, perhaps. Forget, never.
Yeah. I think I can make this one make sense, Justin. Okay, so the concept of turning the other cheek, right, comes from this story about somebody basically saying to Jesus, what if somebody strikes you across the face? What should you do? And he says, you present them the other cheek. And all the time, Justin, everywhere, in fact, throughout history, there is not a single story that I can think of Christians, believing devout Christians, taking retaliation on somebody for them doing... Oh, no, wait, there's like the Crusades and stuff.
Yeah, I was just going to mention the Crusades.
No, okay, but okay.
Maybe it was that just the one time?
Yeah, just forget that one. Don't think, okay, so forget that. Well, there were like 8 of them. Okay, no, forget all of them. Okay. There's no other moment where believing Christians have ever, specifically in the name of Christ, gone out and slaughtered. Well, in Spain they did that actually with the Inquisition.
So it sounds to me like a lot of false starts here. Are they ever going to start to practice this one?
What about the slaughtering of the Canaanites by the Israelites? Can you explain that problem and show us how you might respond to that?
Yeah, so this is the problem of Old Testament violence.
I don't know if they're ever going to practice their own beliefs at all. But yeah, I don't. They didn't do very well on this list, Justin. But I'm sure there's an explanation, though. Somebody will explain it.
That if there was a practice that they should, that I think has some great merit versus some of those other ones, this one, like, if it's just too hard to do this one, drop 2 or 3 of the other practices and do this one a little more.
Yeah, you're already praying out in public anyway, so forget that one. Just start turning the cheek more. Like, I don't know, man.
I don't know. Oh man, well, SR, that's another top 5 list done and dusted. So I'll let you get back to what you were up to. It's all right. Okay, I've got. Look.
Thanks.
I don't know if we're gonna do any more top 5 lists. And I know I complain a lot about you being around, but it's really not that much trouble. I mean, I put you in the box, and then when I need you, I pull you out. Like, it's not really that difficult. So for good behavior, I've given you. I got a brand new blanket for you. Okay. Here you go.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, well, it's not just gonna be your blanket, but like if you need any paper, and I'm gonna keep one back. I'll just give you this half.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Oh man, can I just right? Oh,
perfect.
I kind of crumpled it a little when you.
It's all right. Just that you can keep. That'll keep you warm. If you have anything you need to wipe, you can use it for that too. Just make it last, okay? Because I only just went to Costco like today, so I only have 15 rolls of these. It's got to make it last. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out our top 5 list. If you like what you're seeing, let us know in the comments down below. Secular Rarity, it's been an absolute pleasure. These lists are super fun.
Yeah.
And I want to do some more. So hit like, hit subscribe, and just remember to, when you're out there in the world, guys, turn the other cheek.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you absolutely hate this video, well, let us know in the comments below. Or tell us what top 5 list you'd like to see next.